So, hi everyone, welcome to the course, and today we will be covering our form element, that how we can handle form components in React. So in React, handling a form is a kind of a different way. So let's see how we can do that. So that our main focus will be on React part, I have already created your form component. Okay, so you can see over here that we have one name, email and message. So here is your name input field, your email one and your message one. So in everything you have your name, your name as name, your name as email and your name as message, so that we can uniquely identify our messages, our inputs. So now let's see that what do I want to do. See, whenever user writes something over here, we are able to write it, and when we click, it is showing us some validation, but what it is from HTML side. So when you click on submit button, you will see that all of the data gets refreshed. Okay, so I just want to handle those things. So how we will do that? See, let's have one value. First of all, value is an attribute in your input field which handles the value whatever user writes. For example, I wrote value, you can just remove this. I wrote value is equals to Kajal. Okay, and just refresh it. Can you just see? You are having this particular value over here. Similarly, if you write value over here, you will get your email. And similarly, here value as your hello. Right, so see, you are having this particular values. Whenever you write something, it is automatically getting inside your input field, but you don't want that. What you want, that whenever user writes something, it should dynamically update the value. Okay, so see, what you want over here something to get stored. Whatever user is writing over here, that should store, that value should store, because how you will know that how it is working exactly. So first of all, do one thing, that clear this value. Okay, I will tell you why we are doing that. So there is something called handle change. Okay, on change means whenever user will start writing something inside this particular field. So see, if you are you can't write anything because that is your empty field. So I will tell you that how you will do that. Wait. So if you are having empty field, you can't write it. I just want to show you that how you will do that. But if it is initially empty, I showed you that when we are writing, it's showing the value. But if we are not writing anything, it will stay empty, because I kept by myself value as an empty field, but I don't want that. So what do I want? I want to change these inputs. So how I will do, there is an event in your JavaScript which we can use, which will automatically detect that the user is typing something. So how we will do that? So on this value, let's have one on change first of all. Okay, and in this I want to call your function handle change. Okay, and this all these things I want in every field. So for now I am just removing the value, just to show you that why I have removed the value and why I am not including anything right now. So on change, let's create a method called handle change. Okay, so to this thing, in this what I want to take your e over here, and before that I want to console.log your name. And now how will this name come? This won't be coming. So you take E over here and console.log your E. So write something over here and inspect it. I want to show you every step that whether it is working or not. Now write something over here. Let's suppose I wrote hello. Now if you see that your synthetic base element function is getting run whenever I am writing E. So E over here is in your event object. Whenever you run your form, your event, this particular thing will have your all the key value pair thing. So your name is lying over here. See, this is the key, and in corresponding to that there will be value, right? So if you will search on it, you will get it inside it. But our motive is, that there is something called target. Okay, so see what I want to do, e.target. Okay, I did that, and just refresh it. Just write something in here. Now see, when you are doing e.target, what is printing? You are writing inside the input field, it is showing this. So every time you are writing something, it is detecting that I am writing something in name input. See over here, name is corresponding to name. So now write something in email. See, type email will run. You write something over here in the message, your message will display. So now what do I want? See, write name dot name. Refresh it. See, your name is getting printing whatever you are writing. So whatever you want, you need to tell it that this is what you need. So your handle change will give that. So now that you know that what is your E, so you know your name and value is being handled over here. So you can go with e.target directly. See, if you remove from here and you will directly write it target, this is what you will get in red underline over here. So you need to define it because it always there in your as an parameter. So after that, the next thing I want to show you is you need to add a value. So this value, I already told you that whatever you write in here inside value, it will get reflected to that thing. But that was static part. I want whenever user write, it should update. For that thing, I want to store its value somewhere. So let's create, we already know to store anything so that it will act as in memory. We use state. So let's have your state const form data, comma, set form data. Okay, equals to use your use state. And now you know that everything you are taking as name, email, you can store it somewhere instead of creating 3 different states. So I will create an object. So in place of name, initially its value should empty. Placeholder should be empty initially. So in email, your email will go, and in message, your message will go. So your states are created. Now you want to update the value. So what is this input is about name. So you need to get name over here. You want to store name inside the value. So what you will do, form data dot name. Done. So similarly in here, say value and form data dot email, and inside this add a value called form data dot message. Okay, so these 3 things are done. Now what I want to do is whenever user clicks on this particular thing, my whole of the data gets refreshed. Okay, but I want to handle it by my own. So for that thing, I want to create one handle submit so that whenever user submits the form, my data should not get refreshed. And for that thing, see, so on submit is your method which you can use on form. So when your form will submit, user clicks on submit, this function will be called. Okay, and what this function is all about, see, whenever you add something, we have added the value, so you won't be able to do that. Whenever you add values in all the forms, all the fields, and you click on submit button, your form gets refreshed. So to handle those things, so that your data should not be handled by the browser, we want to handle it by our own. I will write e.prevent default. So I want to use this particular method over here. User e from here, okay, e dot prevent default. Its spelling should be same. Then so it will help your forms to not get refreshed whenever user submits the form. So what you want to do? You want to console dot, okay, let's do it earlier because you won't be able to do that. Whenever you click on this thing, it will tell you to fill, but you won't be able to fill it. So for that thing, you need to change this. How you will change? You will set your form, because initially it is taking empty, but you want, if user should write something, you want to update it. So let's have this form, and this will also take your object, but this should take your previous value. How? See, you will take previous data, and in the very first thing, see, this is your spread operator which will help your previous value to get maintained. So over here, write your previous data, and after comma, what do you want? You want your name should match your name. That means your input field should match with whatever user is writing. Okay, so in that, but what it will do, it will match your input and it will add value to that. So name, this name will go and value will go after matching. Okay, so this part is done. So now come back and try to write something. Now you will be able to write, because what we did is we changed our format, right? Initially we were taking empty data, but whenever user writes something, I want to use it. Even if you can console your this particular thing, form data. Let's see, console.log form data, right over here, form data, and get your form data. This is just to show you that how it is working perfectly. Reload it once and go to this responsive, write something. Let's suppose I wrote, okay, and let's take any email and write something. Okay, and click on submit. See, your name is having corresponding value Raj, whatever you have written it, and in email you have your email, in message you have your message. So in your form, in your state, all the values are getting stored. Okay, so what if you have not used this thing? See, remove from here and now print your form data. Refresh it once, write something. See, whenever you are writing over here, your console is getting run again and again. That means user is changing input and it is executing the thing. Now see, initially it was empty because the state was empty for everything. Now when you wrote D over here, the first it stored value is D. Next time DF. So what happens is it stores the next value in the next step. So that's why we used our previous data, so that it will help you to get the previous data. What if you are not using this previous data? Let's suppose, go back and write something. See, your name, email and other parts is not running. So what you can do is, you can just empty this thing. Now run it. See, this is how it's done. So every time it is changing, but what do you want? You want to maintain the things. It is running. See, you clicked over here and it got changed. Next time email is running. Next time message is running. So it's very important that I want to maintain my previous data. That means if user writes name, I want that also. If user writes email, I want that also. So name, email and message, I want all these things. So that's why I used previous data, so that our previous data is not lost anywhere. So this is done. And okay. So this is how you handle your form in your React. And you can remove this also. You can remove this if you want. And you can again put your on submit, and here you can put your handle submit. Okay, so that was your form. Now let's do something a little extra over here, refresh it. Okay, so now let's do a little extra over here. What I want is, whenever user submits the data, I want the message to be displayed to the user. So for that, I need to create a state called const your submit message and set submit message. Okay, so this thing you will use your use state, and inside it, what do you want is that should be empty initially. But when do you want this message to display? Whenever user submits the form. See over here, whenever user submits the form. So what you will write over here, you want whenever user submit the form, click set submit message, and what you want to display, successfully submitted the data. Okay, this message I want to display to user. So let's add where I want to show, just below the form, and I want my submit message. If my submit message is there, that means if user have submitted the form, I want this P paragraph to run. Okay, so what will this paragraph take? It will have the submit message. Okay, and let's have some class, and I want to have a text of green. Okay, or let's have 800. So now let's refresh it once. Write Vishnu, let's have my email only, hello, and submit. Click on submit. See, you are getting this particular thing that they successfully submitted the data. So this is all about your forms. I hope you have understood the topic well, and do not forget to complete your assignments. Thank you so much, everyone.